Hey guys, today we are going to talk about how to solve an absolute value equation. Now, an absolute value equation is a little different than a regular equation because you might have two answers. So what happens is you have these bars that represent absolute value. So these guys right here and right here. Now these bars tell us that everything inside is just how far we are from zero. It's essentially measuring like a distance on a number line. Now the stuff on the outside, we kind of treat that like we did with normal equations. So let's take a look at how we do this. Step one, I'm going to divide my equation. That's just me. Now we want to deal with everything outside of the absolute value bars first. And we would do this like a normal equation. So it's almost as if we were dealing with this. So if we were dealing with something like that, our first step would be to add 2. So that's what we're going to do to our absolute value equation. We're going to add 2 to both sides. And then we copy everything down. So we're looking at 2 times the absolute value of 10 minus x is equal to 14. Now from here, and if we go to our kind of pseudo equation over here, from here, on the equation on the right, I would divide by 2 to get my x or my variable by itself. So we're going to do the same thing on the left side. Since 2 is being multiplied to this group, this absolute value group, to get rid of it, I have to divide it away from that absolute value group. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. Remember in math, when two things are touching, that generally means multiplication. So the 2 is touching the bar, meaning it's being multiplied. So when we divide this, we're left with the absolute value of 10 minus x is equal to 7. And now this is where things get weird. Instead of continuing like a normal equation, we're actually going to remake this into 2 equations. One with a positive 7, so the positive distance on a number line, and one with the negative 7. So imagine if here's my number line. If my absolute value is 7, that means I traveled 7 either in this direction or 7 in this direction, which would consequently be a negative number. So that's why we have to check both sides, because we don't exactly know which way we went. So if both of them would give me a distance of 7, I need to do both. So we're going to rewrite this into 2 equations without the bars, equaling the same number but different signs. So on the left, I'm going to have 10 minus x. Notice I did not write the bars, and that's going to equal the positive 7 that we have in our equation. On the other side, I'm going to have it equal negative 7. Now, if you're looking at this and thinking this is like 3 equations in one, keep in mind these last 2 are using the exact same steps. You're just going to get a sometimes different answer. So if I'm looking at either equation, but let's say the one on the left, if I want to get x alone, I got to get rid of 10. Now, even though there's a minus sign, that minus sign goes with the x, not the 10. My 10 is still positive, so to get rid of it, we need to subtract. So we're going to subtract 10 from both sides. If I go to my right equation, the left side is exactly the same, so I'd have to do the same thing. So as long as you can solve one, you can 100% solve the other. So we're going to subtract 10 on both sides here as well. Now you don't have to do both at the same time. I'm just trying to show you that they are going to be the exact same steps. They're just not always going to be equal to the same result. So here I'm going to drop the negative x, and 7 minus 10 is negative 3. And then on the other side, negative x, negative 7 minus 10 is negative 17. Now here's when things get weird. I have this negative x, but we don't want negative x, we just want x. So there's a few ways to get rid of the negative. You can either divide, since we know that's technically a coefficient of negative 1. So we could divide by negative 1, and we get x is equal to positive 3. We could also multiply by negative 1, because multiplying by 1 doesn't change anything. But if I make it negative, 2 negatives cancel each other out, and we are left with a positive 17. So whether you divide or multiply is up to you. If you want to divide just because we're used to having that coefficient, I think that's a great idea. But regardless, all you have to do is go from negative to positive. And that would be our 2 answers. So the answers to this absolute value equation are 3 and 17. Those would be our solutions. And that is how you solve an absolute value. do the outside first, like a normal equation. You can even rewrite it like we had to do to kind of see what to do, and then solve the inside with a positive and negative number.